Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're setting off on a literal dawn to dusk journey through a place that, honestly, perfectly captures the absolute soul of the Jiangnan region. We are heading to Wuxi. Now, this city might just be China's best-kept secret, and we're going to explore all of it. Its breathtaking nature, its incredibly deep history, and its completely unique culinary identity. So, get ready, because you definitely won't want to miss this journey.
Okay, let's dive right into this. You know, when we think of rapidly modernizing cities, we usually picture these massive concrete jungles that just kind of erase the past, right? But what actually happens when ancient waterways meet modern prosperity? Well, in Wuxi, the answer is this incredibly beautiful, seamless integration. You get a city that totally honors its thousand-year-old roots while completely embracing the conveniences of the future.
There's this quote from our sources that I absolutely love, and it goes like this. On the shores of China's third-largest freshwater lake, water, Buddhism, and prosperity meet. And honestly, that just brilliantly frames our entire journey today. We're going to start our day wide, taking in the majestic natural landscapes that gave birth to this whole civilization, and then we're going to zoom all the way in to the bustling streets and the mouth-watering dishes that define Wuxi's modern prosperity.
So let's jump straight into Act 1, Lake, Blossoms, and Buddha.
Picture this. The sun is just coming up, the mist is rolling right off the water. We are starting our morning at Yuanteju, also known as Turtle Head Isle. If you visit in the spring, specifically around March, this entire peninsula literally bursts into this massive international cherry blossom festival. The contrast to those super delicate pink and white petals against the vast, deep blue expanse of China's third largest freshwater lake, Taihu Lake, it's just a moving, completely dreamlike picture.
Now, what's really interesting about our next stop is the sheer scale. 88 meters. That is the height of the magnificent Lingshan Grand Buddha. It's this towering bronze statue standing so firmly against the sky. To put that into perspective for a second, that is nearly the height of a 30-story building. A 30-story building made entirely of bronze, just radiating this incredibly wise and kind energy over the whole landscape. When you stand at the base and look up, the visual impact is just wow, it's truly profound.
But the thing is, the Lingshan Grand Buddha isn't just a massive statue built for show. It's actually the anchor of a deeply spiritual site. It was built right near the Zhengfu Zen Temple, which is a place with a history tracing all the way back 1,000 years to the Tang Dynasty. Today, this whole area is widely known as China's best Buddha-illuminated scenic spot, and it even serves as the permanent site of the World Buddhist Forum. Imagine just walking through the garden squares there, totally surrounded by lakes and mountains, breathing in this faint smell of flowers and zen. It's the kind of place where you can experience a genuine spiritual cleanse.
And that brings us to Act 2, Ancient Streets and Canals. As the afternoon rolls around, we're shifting our momentum from those serene mountains straight into the bustling veins of the city. And what makes Wuxi so captivating is this amazing contrast. In places like Huishan Ancient Town, you can literally stroll past 140-year-old ancestral halls and then pop right next door into a trendy cafe for an amazing cup of coffee. Wuxi has this profound history, but it beats with a very modern pulse. The city hasn't just preserved these ancient buildings like dead museum pieces, they've turned them into living, breathing communities. We're talking modern elevators seamlessly added to older residential blocks, incredibly organized waste classification, and a spotless, super easy to navigate metro system. It's just the absolute perfect marriage of old and new.
And this brilliantly illustrates what is known as the Jiangnan style. It's characterized by these stark white walls, dark sweeping tiles, and completely intertwined ancient waterways. This is the true architectural soul of the region. When you walk down Nanchang Street, you are just totally immersed in this aesthetic. And the best part, the modern shops and that trendy vibe, they don't ruin the ancient town feel at all. If anything, they actually make the old culture feel remarkably young and vibrant.
But honestly, you can't truly understand Wuxi until you get out on the water. The Beijing-Hangzhou Grand Canal runs right through the city, and taking a boat ride down this historic waterway is an absolute must-do. It's this exact canal network that historically drove the city's modern prosperity, linking trade and culture over centuries. Drifting down the canal, you just get a completely different perspective. You're passing under these ancient stone bridges, drifting past those beautiful white-walled Jiangnan houses, waving to locals just going about their day. You are literally floating through history, but you're surrounded by a clean, thriving modern community.
All right, let's move into Act 3, Cased, China's Sweetest City.
So as the sun starts to set, it's time for the grand finale of our sensory journey.
I really hope you brought your appetite, because the absolute crucial point to understand here is this. Sweetness is the soul of Wuxi cuisine. Because it's situated in this incredibly prosperous fish and rice basin, the people of Wuxi have historically favored sweet flavors as a hallmark of wealth and abundance. But listen, we aren't just talking about desserts here. In Wuxi, sugar is used masterfully to elevate savory flavors. The sweetness actually subdues the saltiness and brings out this incredibly rich, complex profile in their meat and seafood. It's this super delicate balance that creates a taste you will seriously never forget.
Let's see how this flavor profile builds into an actual feast. First up, you have the iconic Wuxi spare ribs. And these aren't just baked. Traditionally, they're cooked in bamboo steamers with a rich glaze of sugar and soy sauce. The result? Meat that is soft, red, and perfectly balances sweet and salty. Then you've got the Taihu whitefish, steamed fresh right from the lake, which really showcases the natural bounty of the region. And finally, the famous sweet soup dumplings, or xiaolongbao. These feature this unbelievably thin skin wrapping a giant savory meatball that's literally swimming in a piping hot sweet broth.
Now, speaking of those soup dumplings, there is actually a very specific art to eating them. And trust me, if you mess it up, you're going to end up with hot broth all over your shirt. So, step 1, gently pierce the top of the dumpling skin with your chopstick. Step 2, carefully suck out that hot, sweet, savory broth and don't let a single drop go to waste. Finally, step 3, eat the delicate wrapper and that giant, rich meatball inside. Add just a little bit of local vinegar and ginger, and I promise you it is a fantastic bite. So, looking back at the incredible day we've just mapped out, you start your morning totally surrounded by the serene beauty and cherry blossoms of Taihu Lake. You spend your afternoon drifting through literally centuries of history down the Grand Canal, just marveling at the Jiangnan architecture. And then you end your evening feasting on world-renowned sweet spare ribs and perfectly crafted soup dumplings. Every single element just perfectly combines to make Wuxi an absolutely unforgettable experience.
It truly is a place where ancient waterways meet modern prosperity in the most delicious, beautiful way possible. So I've got to leave you with this question. With all that history, nature, and incredible food, which part of this hidden Jiangnan gem are you going to explore first? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will catch you on the next one.